Hi, Tracy in the Purple Pad Craft Room today, and today I want to show you how you can make a background stamped image using your stamp sets, your stamps, your pens, and how you can make a really nice pretty card without having any backing paper of your own to use, just using your own stamp sets. Let's get started. I've already stamped these two up, but I am going to show you how I did that. And also I've got some deliberate mistakes on here for a good reason, because I want to share with you our stamp apparatus and how brilliant it is at stamping for you. So I've deliberately stamped up these to show you what can happen if you don't use a stamp apparatus. So I have stamped both of these using clear blocks, and not always ones that are the correct size, and the effect that you can sometimes get by using a stamp block that's not the correct size is it can wobble, and if it wobbles you might not get a perfect image like that one there. And also if you press down too hard you sometimes get the outline of your stamped image like that there. Another thing that can happen is when you stamp into your ink pad, you can get the ink pad itself, the stamping pad, can get ink on it, and then you can end up with lines like this. But I'm going to show you how to overcome that if you're making a card like that. So first of all, I'm going to put together the card. Today I have used a card that measures 11 inches by 5 3/4. And you fold it at 5 1/2, so it gives you a 5 1/2 by 5 3/4 inch. So it will fit in a 6 by 6 envelope, but it's not quite 6 by 6. But I just the shape and size that I like to work with. I have already cut down this piece, and I'm going to deliberately put that mistake with the inking block. I'm going to put that at the bottom. Hopefully my ink will. Sorry, my glue, I've left the lid off it and I'm not sure it's going to come out, so I'm just going to quickly use this one instead. And this is just a clear glue that I happen to have, and I'm going to put that onto my card. So I've cut that down just a fraction of an inch, 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card, and now I've got quite a pretty card. That's quite nice as it is. But just to cover up this, I have cut out already some stitched die shapes, and links to all of these products that I'm using will be at the bottom. I'm going to place these here, so that immediately covers up that mistake and you won't notice it. So I'm going to stamp. I want to stamp some words onto there, and I'm using the lovely You stamp set as requested by Helen, and I'm going to put on there Wildly Grateful. I think that's quite a nice saying, and I'm going to stamp that on there. Now I think I'm going to use the pretty grape colour, the gorgeous grape, because that's the colour that I've got. Just straight down and straight up, not too hard, and you should get a decent image. Always clean your stamp pads, your stamps off after use. I've got a Stampin' Up chamois stamp stamp cleaner there, which is really good. You just wet it every time it gets too dry, you just wet it and it's fine. You can throw it in the washing machine to clean it. It won't clean completely because obviously the ink will stain it, but it's clean enough to use to clean your stamps on. So I'm going to put those on with some Stampin Dimensionals. I'm going to put 2 on the back of there, just to raise it up a little. There is a reason I want it raised as well. I'm going to put that in the middle of the yellow one. The colour of the card I've used there is Mango Melody. It's one of my favourites. I'm not a big orangey yellowy colour person normally, but I love Mango Melody, and I'm very into the new Bumblebee, which is very similar. I just really like them. I don't know what's happening to me. Right, so I'm going to put them on there. So now I've decided that this card is this way up. You could easily do it that way up as well, but I wanted it this way up. So now I've covered up one mistake, but I've still got a little line that's showing there that I'm not keen on. So I have stamped and cut out a couple of the purple flowers, and I've just fussy cut them. So that means I've cut them by hand with scissors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that one at the stem, and I'm going to make sure that that goes there, but I think I'm going to raise the actual flower itself. So I'm going to put one dimensional just there, and then I've got another one of those which I think I will just glue down slightly lower, and I'm going to show you how I fussy cut that out, because there is a technique that you can use which makes your fussy cutting a lot better. So I'll do that now. So here I've got my fussy cutting piece of paper. I've got one of these images and one of these images, and literally all you need to do is, with a good pair of scissors, and I do actually like my Tim Holtz serrated edge ones for my fussy cutting. They've got nice big grips for your hands, and I really like the way they cut. I find them so much easier to use. So I always use the inside, and just leaving a little bit of an edge, you turn the paper and not your scissors. So you're not trying to do all this and get yourself all in a 2 and 8. You just literally turn your cardstock the way it needs to go for your scissors to cut round your image. Take your time, there's no rush. You need a fairly steady hand, but you can leave a fairly big gap and then go back round and cut off any bits that look too big. Just do it slowly so that you're not tempted to cut all the way through. But this turning the paper business rather than the scissors means you can get a nice perfectly formed edge. And maybe we'll have that one on here as well. I'll see if I want that one in a minute. I did also have the little flower cut out, but I'm not sure what I've done with it. Where are you? Where are you, little flower? There you are. And I think I'm going to use a piece of ribbon as well for this one. So I've got a piece of ribbon that coordinates rather nicely with gorgeous grape. Have I got a loose one? So I'm going to get myself a piece of ribbon, and I'm not going to make a bow. I think it would look nice if it just did that. So I'm going to, I've looped it at one end and I'm putting it like that. So I'm going to use some glue. And I would much prefer to be using my white craft glue for this. And then I'm going to make sure that it stays looped. And I'm going to put another bit of glue there. I'll just hold it. Hi, sorry, I've had to video in 2 parts. I ran out of video space earlier. I was up to finishing this card off, and I just added 2 little cutout flowers and I was about to tell you that I would put in an insert which I would cut the same size as this piece, and then stamp just one or two of the images in one corner and put a sentiment, and that will be my middle bit. I then went on to show you, which you didn't get to see, all about the Stamparatus, how to use the Stamparatus and how good it is. I'm going to do a whole video on using the Stamparatus instead, possibly next week. So I will leave that bit for now. I just wanted to show you with the other piece that I'd cut out, I trimmed it down to a 3 3/4 by 5 3/4 piece, and then I cut 3 strips at 1 1/4 each inches, and then I just laid them onto a darker card base and put on the top, which I made by using the piece that I stamped out and cutting it out with the punch, but I showed you how to make it into a longer punch, and I don't know whether that was, I've showed you that already or not. I don't think so. So I'm going to do that bit again, and how we made it into a longer strip. The white piece that I stamped onto, I put into my punch, and if you've got any punch like this, you can do this with, and I centered it like so and punched it so that I got a pattern piece on one end, and then I put the other end, turned it round and put it back in the other way, and you pull it up through the punch, and you can make it however long you need it to be. Just line it up the same, and then you've got a banner piece that can be whatever size you need it to be to go with your writing on it. And you can either do exactly the same thing in order to make a border to go behind, or how I did that one was I just cut one punch, one normal one, cut that in half and stuck each half to each end. This way it leaves a gap in the middle, but if you wanted to put some flowers or some ribbon or something coming down from the center, because I've put this on with dimensionals, stamp foam stamps, you can actually get underneath there, so you could stick some ribbon or other stuff under there if you wanted to. I just liked the effect, so that I wanted to show you that that was the one that I used. And if you'd like to purchase the lovely You stamp set, you can do that by visiting my shop at www.tracyclampett.stampinup.net, and that will take you straight to my Stampin' Up shop page, and there you can just you can either browse through and look and see what you would like, or if you know exactly what you want, and for example, if you want this particular stamp set, just go type in search Lovely You and it will come up. So I run out of space again, third time lucky. I just wanted to finish by telling you all that we have a sale on tomorrow, the 24th. Is it the 24th tomorrow? Or is it the 23rd tomorrow? Anyway, Wednesday, and it's a one-day sale, so it's only on for 24 hours, and it's off of stamp sets in the new catalogue. It's not every stamp set, so you'll have to look it up. You can find all the stamp sets that are in the sale on a file in my files at Purple Pad Crafts on Facebook. Or you can just click the link below and you should be able to find all the stamps you need to know about. Next month there is a annual sale of the designer series papers. That doesn't start until the 1st of October, and I'll be putting up more news about that at the end of the month. If you'd like me to order anything for you personally, and have it delivered to me, and then have it shipped out to you. Any stamp sets, I'm charging £1 for up to 2 stamp sets. So if you want 3 or you want 4, it'd be £2 postage. You pay me direct and I put it all through on my order. I want to place my order at 2 p.m. tomorrow, so please, if you could let me know by 1 p.m. either via email, messenger, or on the just as a message on the Facebook page, I would appreciate that. If I don't get it before I put my order through, the only way you'll be able to get it then is to go on there and order it yourself, but you would incur a £5 delivery charge. So it's the cheaper way for you to do it. Plus I give 10% off to all my personal customers that are that shop with me locally, that pay me directly. You get an extra 10% off. If you're not local and you've ordered through my webpage and you've paid for extra delivery, I will send you an extra something from me to the value of 10%. So that's all I've got to tell you for now. I will update again next Tuesday, but keep watching the Facebook page for any updates in the meantime. See you then. Bye.